In this video, I'm talking again about my favorite option strategy. You know exactly what it is. It's the wheel strategy, and today I'm going to answer not one, not two, but three important questions about this strategy. 1. Why has the wheel strategy been working so well over the past 8 months? 2. What, if any, are the downsides to the wheel strategy? And 3. Is the wheel strategy good for early retirement? If that sounds good to you, locate like, smash subscribe, and buckle up, buddy, because we're talking about the wheel yet again. Why has the wheel strategy been working so well over the past 8 months? In my last video, I discussed how I've been doing running the wheel strategy with SPY, the S&P 500 index fund. If you haven't checked that video out, please do so. But the too long didn't watch version is this. I've been doing great with the strategy, achieving an 8.5 annualized return on call premium alone over the past 8 months. And that's all well and good, but it's also useful to know why the wheel strategy on SPY has been working so well lately. To put it simply, it's been working well because the price of SPY hasn't gone anywhere over the past several months. Sure, there have been bumps in the road, volatility in price, but if you draw a line from here to here, the trend is basically flat as a pancake. The flat price movement of SPY from July 2022 through today is the reason why this strategy has been doing so well lately, easily outperforming SPY itself. So here's a chart of the S&P 500 over the past year, and you can see my 410 strike price here, and you can see how it's basically only been breached a couple of times, the 410 strike price that is, and mostly it stayed in this tight range. Each time my strike gets tested or even breached, SPY has pulled back and saved me from my shares getting called away. This is entirely due to good luck because no one, and certainly not me, can accurately predict the short-term direction of the market. But the price luckily has stayed near and mostly below 410, allowing me to sell calls at or just above my strike price. Only for a brief period around October 22 was I unable to sell calls for a decent price because the price of SPY went too far under my strike price. And that situation prompted me to make this video. But mostly, SPY has stayed in a tight range, and this has been perfect for the wheel strategy. In addition to the price of SPY not going anywhere, volatility has remained slightly elevated for most of this time period, and that means more premium earned when selling and rolling options. The VIX represents volatility of the S&P 500. Notice how low volatility was back in 2019 before the pandemic, then it spiked way up, and it's pulled back to the 20s, but still not nearly as low as before the pandemic. It's still elevated from historic norms. It seems like we're in a period of volatility that's going to extend as far as the eye can see. But this can and will change someday, but anyway, that's where we are today. So the price of SPY hasn't gone anywhere. It's been hovering near my strike price, volatility has been elevated, and I've managed to collect over $7,000 in covered call premium in the past 8 months. This has worked out to a return of 8.5% annualized, just for holding shares that I want to hold anyway. Are there any downsides to the wheel strategy? This strategy has been working very well, but if there's anything that keeps me up at night about this strategy, it's the capping of the upside that I mentioned. That is, the possibility that SPY would take off to the upside way above my strike price while my gains are capped at a $410 strike price. You see, if SPY takes off and rockets higher way past my 410 strike price, at that point I'd have a problem because I'd have to sell my shares at a strike price below the current share price. That's the gotcha with covered calls. They cap your upside. They really do. That's why you get paid premium to sell them. But since SPY hasn't moved in the past several months, there hasn't been any upside to cap. And the premium is all income generated out of thin air that has not caused me to miss out on any S&P 500 gains so far. Of course, if SPY did rocket higher, my shares would be called away. I might be sad about it for a minute, but then I could turn around and sell puts, collect more premium, and probably get assigned shares of SPY again sometime in the future. After all, this is the wheel strategy, and that's its beauty. There are multiple ways to win. And what if there's a severe market melt up? Ideally, in a market melt up, I'd be out of my covered call position and ride the market up while selling puts along the way. But that timing is way easier said than done. The market always has a way to catch you off guard and make its wild moves when you're just not quite ready for them. Also, in the event of a market melt-up, there's the rest of my buy and hold portfolio which will do well and increase my wealth. It's just this wheel strategy portfolio that might underperform in that scenario. But it's nice to have a reason to celebrate no matter which way the market moves. Why is this a good strategy for early retirement? As I inch closer to my goal of early retirement, this is the sort of extra income that's going to make that transition easier. And make no mistake, unlike dividends, options premium is truly extra income. Dividends are really a forced distribution of part of the value of your shares. It's not the same as options premium, which is generated completely out of thin air. It's generated because you took a risk and someone else paid you to take that risk. In the case of covered calls, the risk you're taking is the risk that the underlying goes higher above the strike price. In that scenario, well, you will miss out on the gains above your strike price. That's the risk. The point is, options premium is a good thing, especially in retirement. If you're retired early or thinking of retiring early, you probably have a good chunk of change set aside in a nest egg and invested in a brokerage account outside of retirement accounts. And so this is a way to take advantage of that already advantageous situation that you're in. And if volatility is low and premiums are low as a result, well, that probably means SPY is trending upward and your entire portfolio is rising in value and putting you in a better and better position to enjoy an early retirement. I don't think options premium income is consistent enough to rely on it. I mean, I wouldn't chip away at the 4% rule just because you anticipate some options income, but it could and should give you that extra boost of confidence to take the leap into early retirement, assuming that your core plan is solid. If you rely on something like the 4% rule in early retirement, options income gives you a little more of a cushion, a buffer to weather storms ahead. Or maybe it just provides some extra spending money, depending on how you look at it. Either way, it's extra income. It's real and it's spectacular. And maybe an underrated reason why this strategy is good for early retirement, it's not having to give a shit about individual stocks or really keeping up with financial news at all. SPY and the market as a whole is going to do its thing. You're not dancing in and out of it. You're strapped in and riding the ride and trusting that it's safe. And not having to pay so much attention to financial news gives you the gift of more time to spend doing what you really want to do. And isn't that the reason for pursuing early retirement in the first place? Alright, that's what I have for you in this video. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to my channel for more videos on saving, investing, and early retirement. Thanks for watching.